The world's biggest tunnel boring machine to an abrupt halt. It's just 1,000 feet into a tunnel that's planned to be almost 10,000 feet long.
China has shocked the world with machines that seem to break the laws of physics.
China, you go there now, roads, bridges, schools, you never saw anything like it. They have bridges that make the George Washington Bridge look like small potatoes. And they're all over the place.
These mega machines get colossal jobs done faster, cheaper, and more efficiently than anyone imagined. Quietly, China has seized control of global mega construction. And today, an astonishing portion of the world's largest projects depends on its technology. What are these machines? How far can they push the limits of engineering? Join us as we reveal China's mega machines that have stunned experts and changed everything. Total world domination. At the turn of the millennium, China had no share of the global TBM market. The West had spent more than 150 years refining the technology, and the field was considered too specialized for latecomers. Yet by 2024, the picture looked like an alternate history. China dominated the market, supplying nearly every major project worldwide. While California spent 16 years and billions struggling to build a single high-speed rail line, China laid more than 40,000 kilometers of track in the same span, complete with tunnels, bridges, and viaducts. Linking megacities like pieces of an enormous Lego set, China transformed speed itself into strategy. What seemed impossible elsewhere became routine. So how do you condense a century and a half of progress into just 2 decades? Chinese engineers call it concentrating all national efforts on big issues. Instead of scattering research across firms and universities, China aligned its state, industries, and workforce toward a single mission. They imported machines, dissected them, rebuilt them, and scaled production with military precision. It was not evolution, but acceleration. This approach turned metaphor into reality. Where the West advanced slowly through competition and trial and error, China sliced away the delays and ran the process on fast forward. A century-long gap was erased in less than a quarter of the time. And it was no accident. By synchronizing industries, universities, and supply chains, China created a learning curve so steep that the West could not keep pace. Behind it stood an engineering army, 6.7 million students, trained with military discipline and funneled directly into national development. The machines may move mountains, but without people, they are powerless. And here lies China's greatest strength. While Western nations debate work-life balance, China has built the largest engineering education system on Earth. Millions of undergraduates are enrolled in more than 23,000 courses. This is not just a number. It is a workforce the size of a nation, disciplined, trained, and deployed into infrastructure and innovation. Each year, China produces 1.5 million engineers, 1/3 of the global supply. The United States graduates less than a quarter of that. So when critics ask how China can complete 10 high-speed rail lines while the West struggles with one, the answer is simple. The people exist to build them. In the West, construction stops for weekends, holidays, storms, or heat waves. In China, engineering is a campaign. Crews rotate in 3 shifts, working non-stop, 7 days a week through any weather. The machine never sleeps, and neither do its operators. A tunnel-boring Leviathan can be seen grinding through rock at midnight, one crew finishing, another taking over, a third preparing behind them. It is not chaos, but choreography, drilled from classroom to worksite. Engineers are trained to treat impossibility as a challenge. not a barrier. The results speak for themselves. By the end of 2024, China held 3.5 million valid invention patents, more than half already in industrial use. In many Western nations, patents gather dust. In China, they are weapons of progress. This scale and discipline change everything. When a Western engineer says a bridge will take 5 years, a Chinese team can answer 1 year and deliver. In Chongqing, 6-lane highways rise in the time Los Angeles or London would still be debating permits. Now imagine 1.5 million fresh engineers entering the system every year. Imagine a country producing more engineers annually than the population of entire European cities. Multiply that by 2 decades. And what you see is not a workforce, but a force of nature. And it is not just about numbers. It is about direction. Millions of minds are steered toward mega projects, artificial intelligence, energy, and the machines that turn the impossible into routine. Where the US might take a decade to design and approve a new TBM, China produced multiple models in the same span, refining each version and cutting costs through scale. Consider the timeline. In 2008, as Beijing prepared for the Olympics, China still relied on foreign tunnel boring machines. By 2011, just 3 years later, the first domestically produced model rolled out. By 2017, exports were reaching more than 30 countries. Today, 7 out of 10 tunnel boring machines carving through the earth bear the mark made in China. And as if dominating the world's tunnels wasn't enough, China has now built a one-of-a-kind machine unlike anything the world has ever seen. China's TBM